Hello, my friends. Today, I welcome you to my another episode of Aditya Talks, and today we are going to do another important session with Miss Aishwarya Sridhar. And well, she's a renowned photographer, wildlife photographer, and she won a very major award last year only. And she is now in the trend actually, and she has done a very good work, and she conveys stories through photography. So that's a very interesting thing. So we are going to talk about that today. Welcome to the show, Miss Aishwarya.
Hi Aditya, thank you so much.
So thank you for coming on the show, Miss Aishwarya, and it's an honor to talk to you because you're extremely busy with your schedules and you have been like away in the wilds for a while. So how are you?
I'm going good. How are you?
I am fine actually. It's great to talk to you. Now, tell us about your journey from childhood to now because that's the thing that makes a person his childhood or her childhood.
Very true. So my childhood was in a place called Panvel, which is very green. So it's in the suburban part of Mumbai city. And I remember as a kid, I used to like spend most of my free time running behind butterflies. And at night, I used to see fireflies in my balcony while my daddy used to read, stories from the Panchatantra. So that is how my connection with nature developed, and I started falling in love slowly with the environment. There was also
Yes.
a point in time when I used to, sit and talk to plants when I was your age. So I used to do that. Because I used to feel that, if I talk to plants, then possibly they'll give me more colorful and more bigger flowers. But all those things maybe slowly inculcated the love for nature within me. And as I grew up, I also realized the importance that our environment plays in our lives, and why you should protect it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, so or like overnight you came into limelight. How did you feel? Did you feel anything like positive or negative changes in yourself? What
Um,
was the change you felt?
in fact, I didn't feel any change. I still am the same person I was before October 2020. But yeah, I felt really good.
Okay.
I keep joking with my mom that first COVID became viral, then I became viral. But yeah, it feels good. But there was no change in me. I still am the same person.
Yes. Okay. So that's very good because actually many of the times what happens with people is that whenever they get success they forget everything and just become like they become sort of very bad people. But that should not be like with anything. And of course you did a
No.
very great thing and that's why you became viral. And that is something you deserve because you did a very good thing. Now
Thank you.
wildlife photography because like there are many other like things like many other things you could have done. Why not something else?
Hmm.
Why wildlife
So
photography?
I felt that wildlife photography,
Yeah.
it was very organic for me. I never even it wasn't something that was pre-planned as such. But at one point before my 10th standard, I wanted to do CA. But I felt that after I finished my exams and I went for this jungle trip and I came back, and I was then thinking to myself that possibly I will not be happy, being in a 9 to 5 job. So I wanted to do something that was different and something that would make me feel happy. And the answer was in front of me. That was wildlife photography, something which I was doing for a really long time as a hobby. So I felt, why not pursue this only in the job aspect as well? So after I finished my graduation, I plunged into this full time.
Okay. Okay. So now photography is one means of communication among like many like
Yes.
speaking, art, etc., etc., etc. Now, how did you get this like the skill of telling stories through photos? because that's very hard actually to convey your message across the world in something that a person cannot even think of.
So, if you look at photographs, they can talk on their own. So, photos speak actually. So, I believe that every image tells its own story, even if it is simply a tiger sitting and looking into you, looking at you. That image also tells a story because it portrays to some extent the character of the tiger. Okay, if you're showing a picture of a tiger in its habitat, then again you're telling a story of the place where the tiger lives, or if you're documenting any behavior as such of any animal. So every image has its own story behind it, and photos speak much louder than words. If I were to talk to you and tell you something or make you read an information, you might remember, you might not remember, but the same thing, if I were to show you, you would definitely remember. So
Yes.
you're it's like just like how the way we all are hooked and we remember film characters, right? We remember the plot line of films because it's something that we have seen and we have enjoyed. So the same
Yeah.
thing I want to do with wildlife as well. So when you
Yeah.
make a film as such with an interesting storyline revolving around wildlife, people
Jungle
seeing
Book.
it would definitely, yeah, like Jungle Book. You remember Jungle Book, right? You
Yeah.
remember Lion King. These are iconic films of where the central characters are wildlife. Just by adding a little bit of drama and some emotions and action and revenge, people find that plot line to be very riveting. So the very same thing I want to do with real animals. No matter Jungle Book or Lion King, they were animations by Disney. But with real animals, the story is on a very different note. So that's what
Yes.
I want to do.
That's very interesting. And as you said that you went to pursue like wildlife photography as your main career. That is actually not an easy decision actually for a person, because you have to think about your future and all that things. How did you manage that?
So from my mom and dad knew that I wanted to be a wildlife photographer after some point because they knew it was coming. The way I was so much into this whole world of photography, they obviously uh, had some idea about it. But starting off was not easy. I had to establish my name in the circle, and especially being a girl, there are very few female wildlife photographers. It's a male dominated industry. So and also in this whole thing, to have your work being recognized at a platform where a lot of veterans compete, so that is again a very difficult thing. Getting funds for your project is a challenge. So yeah, there have been a lot of challenges in my journey as well. But when you really want something, you work for it, right, with
Yeah.
every
Yeah. If
possible.
there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
will, there's a way, so you do that.
Yeah, there are like many people who have a passion for wildlife photography, and there are many people who just like bury their deepest passions for doing that. But and they like pursue other things, and they think that how can I make money out of like photography? It is like it's a very big myth people make. Can you break that myth for us?
uh what myth are you actually talking about?
That people think that photography is just a hobby, not a
Okay.
job. Mostly
Okay.
people think
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yes, a lot of people do think that, and they still do. In fact, if you look at it in terms of the industry as such, wildlife photography and filmmaking doesn't really have an industry in India. In terms of a career aspect as such, the industry is mainly abroad in the West, but it's slowly changing. There are a lot of girls and young people in India taking up wildlife filmmaking and photography as such. There is this obviously this whole concept that you don't get you can't make a living out of photography, but no, you can sell your images, you can use them. You can go on assignments for magazines, for channels. Then you can also conduct tours for wildlife, like in terms of ecotourism aspect. So you can also make money through that. So there are different channels opening up in terms of films. You can get your films licensed with broadcasters. So yeah, things are changing. Now you can even make money with social media. Earlier that was not possible, right? You're muted, Aditya. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Actually, many like parents also have this mentality that my child should be a doctor, an engineer, or something like that. Why into like wildlife photography? So
Yes.
that's a problem in our society. But I hope so that
Yeah.
problem is going to get solved one day. Now,
Yeah.
how do you decide to click, and like what is the thought behind it? Especially the light of fashion shoot that won the competition. Did you look for the fireflies on the tree scene, or it just happened that you appeared and you had the sight to click for it? Do you have a
Um,
concept for clicking, or it is just random captures?
no, I don't. It's not random. So what I do is before any shoot, I first go and research a little bit about the subject or the animal in focus. I also look at the environment, and I do have some pre-visualized shots, at least two to five of them with me before I go on the field. So I know in mind that what I want to click. And then I make a mental note and then only go on field. But in terms of the lights of passion, I actually came across an article which said that fireflies were at Bhandardara in large numbers. So I decided very quickly to go there. All I did was, I remember I checked the moon timetable to know whether the moon would have set by the time I reached there. I didn't want ambient light for the shoot, obviously. That's all I did. Then I immediately went there. Then I started I spoke to a couple of local people and they guided me to the right spot. And then I began walking. I had to trek a lot. And then I found this one tree that was completely lit with fireflies. And
Yeah.
the image actually presented itself because I had not made a mental note of including stars in my photographs. But when I went there, the landscape was so beautiful and the stars were like really bright that day. The sky had absolutely no pollution and no clouds as well. So the stars were like really shining bright. And I felt at that point that it did make a good frame. So I included them in the image.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. And with the story, you also tell us about the aspects of wildlife photography. It is not something as simple as it sounds. It's a
Yeah.
complicated subject. Now you're an environmentalist, and please tell us about the challenges you faced as a young girl saving Panje. Like I heard about that story too.
Yeah. So my Panje, I have actually been to Panje a couple of times when I was a child. So I've seen the place change from being a green place to getting completely filled with debris, and a lot of wetlands and mangroves have been destroyed. So seen that change happen at Panje, and I wanted to do something about it. So that's how my first documentary came in place, which was Panje, the last wetland. And I'm still working towards protecting Panje and declaring it a bird sanctuary because these wetlands and these mangroves are not only the habitats for birds and for other forms of wildlife, but they are also an important place for livelihood in for the local fishing community. So you have to look at the human angle impact as well. And when you look at if you look at Panje and if you like kind of carry out an assessment in terms of if Panje was completely destroyed, then what would be the impact? Then it would not only be just on the biodiversity and ecology, it would also be on the local fishing communities who would lose their livelihood as such. So they'd have
Yes.
nothing to eat. So that is exactly the reason why we are all fighting, and we're all kind of championing this, that these wetlands should be protected. So they should come under
Yes.
legal protection as such.
So now I have a small itsy bitsy question, that
Yeah.
what is your favorite animal? Because you're an environmentalist and you have seen so many animals. Which is your favorite animal?
Oh, I don't have a favorite as such, because it's very difficult. Each new animal that I add to my list, or each new bird, has its own, characteristics that I like. So I don't have any favorite as such. Yeah, it's
Okay.
difficult actually. I like all of them.
Okay, so that's interesting. Now, so you have a second home in the forest, and how do you feel being in the forest? Actually, that's my question. Did you ever feel scared? Like, please share insights you get from the forest. Actually,
Oh, the forest teaches you lessons every single day. You learn something or the other by just being in the jungle. That experience is wonderful, it's magical. And yeah, the forest is my second home, and I really enjoy being there. I don't have a, I don't think I am scared of being in the jungle at all. But in terms of scary experiences, yeah, I have had a couple of them, not in the forest, but in the local marshes. I've got once I've been stuck in a quicksand, so that was scary. But yeah, otherwise no scary experiences as such. I just love being outdoors. So
yes, and I actually have a doubt that whenever you go to like animals, you go near the animals to like click the photos. It's very hard to make them keep still, right?
yeah,
And
it
how do
is.
you do that actually?
Oh, I don't do anything. You can't do anything as such.
Yes.
So you basically click what you get in wildlife, and I keep telling this, that there are no retakes in wildlife. So, and it's unlike, if suppose I'm clicking you, for example, and if I check the playback in the camera and I know that you haven't posed well, then I can tell you, right, that you please, give me your left side or your right profile, smile this way into the camera. But I can't tell that to an animal.
Yes.
So so basically I click what it does, and I try and make it look good.
Okay. So the next question is, what is your message to the youth of our country on on how they can impact the wildlife?
So from, I believe that the youth is 100% future of the planet, and not just of the country, in fact, because
Yes.
it's in our hands that how we shape the planet, and because we are its future. Each and every one of us can do our bit, and especially the youth, if you kind of change your lifestyle. So simple things like stop using plastic, do not litter, and go digital, separate wet and dry garbage. So these are very little things that each and every one of us, all the young people, can do. And when you are young, you also get to influence your entire family. So you can take up that, and ensure that your family as such leads a low carbon footprint lifestyle. By that, we can contribute a lot towards our planet.
Yes. Now, what like how do you want like okay? So, which is your favorite click and the best experience of clicking? What are the challenges you faced as you are facing vis-a-vis wildlife photography in India as a young girl?
My favorite click, well, it's again difficult because I am very, very critical of my images. But if I were to really pick one, then yeah, the fireflies. Okay. That would be my favorite. But in terms of my favorite experience in clicking, it would definitely be Tigress Maya from the forests of Tadoba training her cubs to hunt. So to see a live hunt in front of you in the wild is very rare, and it's even rarer to see a tiger mother train her cubs to hunt and to see their first kill. So I consider myself really blessed to have witnessed that in the wild. So that would be my favorite experience. And in the challenges in clicking it was one, the temperature. The weather was very very hot. In central Indian summers can go up to 50 degrees Celsius. So you have to stand in that really
Yeah,
oppressive heat, sweating, with absolutely no cover over your head. So you're in an open gypsy and you're waiting. And for this shot, I had to wait like 3 4 hours in the hot sun till Maya came out. And I didn't even know she's going to hunt. Okay. It was completely by chance that happened that day. So, yeah, that is one of the weather
that,
conditions are usually a challenge.
yeah, that's very interesting. Now, is wildlife photography an is expensive hobby, and my viewers would be interested to know about it. How do you sponsor your hobby actually?
So initially it started as a hobby. So yeah, I used to it used to be self-funded, but now it's a career. So I get sponsorships from magazines, and so I get paid for assignments as such. But yeah, in terms of equipments and the budget of equipments, it depends on each person's finance as such. So you can even go with a basic DSLR and a lens and still get amazing photographs. It's all about how you make an image.
Yeah.
It doesn't depend on your equipment as such. Yeah, certain sometimes the equipment does limit you in certain conditions, but apart from that, it's fine. You can even go with a basic DSLR, like I said, and still get amazing images. Nowadays your mobile phone gives you amazing images.
Yeah, yeah. Now you gave us advice, like you gave us advice on how children can impact the wildlife. Now,
Hmm.
what is your advice for this year for children's, how they can excel in their lives? A general advice.
A general advice I would give all kids is work hard, and especially towards something that you're passionate about, because where there's a will, there's definitely a way. So you can carve a niche for yourself, and just don't be, afraid to live your dreams as
Yeah,
such.
yeah. That's very interesting. And now you do many things that are actually not very like normal. So you must have some inspiration behind you to like persuade you to do good. So who is
Okay.
your guru and who is your inspiration?
Oh, so my guru and inspiration are a lot of people in wildlife industry as such. So I look up to Dr. Jane Goodall, Shannon Wild, Beverly Joubert. Then I mean the Indian photography community. There is Ratika Ramaswamy. There's Kalyan Verma sir. There is Ashwika Kapoor. She. So there are these are all incredible people who have been working towards protecting our wildlife and conservation. So these are some of my inspirations.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And now I would like to tell you something about me. My name is Aditya
Okay.
Vardhan Singh Baghel, and now guess
Huh.
what? What is tiger translated in Hindi?
Bug.
So my name comes like from
Yeah.
Baghel, Bag Ale, like Baghel,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
my family actually has my ancestors were from Riva, and they were the
Okay.
first people to find the tiger. The white
Oh
tiger was
wow.
found by them in
Oh
Riva
wow.
itself. So I
Lovely.
have a very big inclination towards tigers, and I love tigers, and
Oh,
that's why I
amazing.
thought wildlife. This is going to be an interesting interview. that's
Oh, how
that's how I
sweet.
decided. So
Lovely. Have
so
you seen a tiger in the wild?
yeah, I have. It's actually a very good experience, and tigers, they are, I just love them. I
Oh,
watch
beautiful.
so many documentaries of Natural Geographic on tigers
Oh,
that my mother stops me. Okay, so please advise two people that you would like to see and learn from on this show, and why.
uh, so it's a very good show, in fact, because I feel that as a young child, how you are conducting a show, it gives it's kind of inspires a lot of other young children to go out there and pursue what they would like to. And it's an incredible platform. I mean, what you're doing, it's amazing. Hats off to you for that.
Okay. And any advice for me?
uh, you're very smart, and so work hard, and yeah, be ensure that you always strive for your planet. Since you're young, you can change your lifestyle, so adopt a more greener lifestyle as such. And this is for all the kids out there, not just you, because the kids are the future of our planet, and when you guys decide to be the change makers, then definitely the generation after you and the generation after that would pick up those habits as well.
Yes. So now, actually, I also wanted to ask, who would you like to see on the show? Like some
Okay.
other person.
From the wildlife community.
Anywhere, it's your choice.
Okay, then I like to see Ashwika Kapoor on their show.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your suggestion. And it was great to talk to you. You have so much wisdom, and actually, jungle gives you wisdom. It is the first,
Yes.
it is a thing that brought us to life. And well, thank you
Yes.
for coming on the show. And you shared so many interesting experiences and your perspective on how, like, what is wildlife. So that's very interesting, and I was
Thank you.
inspired, and I hope my viewers were inspired to do something good for our nature, and that should be everybody's purpose. And thank you for coming on the show, and my
Thank you,
viewers, I
Aditya.
hope you enjoyed the show. Well, bye bye.
Bye, Aditya. Bye.